Once, while driving through Arizona, I was pulled over by a cop. "Hello, officer. What seems to be the problem?" "Do you know why I pulled you over?" No. "I'm citing you for a DWL. DWL? Driving while Latino." "What?" "You heard me. I suspect that you've been driving under the influence of a Latino. May I please see some proof of citizenship?" Recently, the state of Arizona passed a law requiring police to verify a person's citizenship during routine police activity. Among other vagaries in the law was what was allowed to be considered reasonable suspicion of being an illegal alien. Is it the unusually keen fashion sense? Or possibly the tasteful sense of style? Or perhaps it's just the way one tilts one's head? Can you tell someone is illegal just by looking at them? Since most illegal immigrants are Latino, some people say this law will lead to racial profiling. But how can you tell if a person's Latino just by looking at them? So I put it to you plainly. Is Latino a race? If we want to find legal definitions of race, our first stop must be the census. The Census Bureau separates Latino identity and racial identity into two questions. Therefore, it is possible for a person of Latino background to be from any race, white, black, or even Japanese. It is a common misconception that the census questions define the categories for people to fit into. The true intent of the census is to reflect society's understanding of the categories that society creates. The categories have changed a lot over the years, the latest being in 2000, when people could check off multiple racial categories. The Latino question was first introduced to the 1970 census, untested by the Nixon administration, to attract Latinos to the Republican Party. In 2000, over 95% of people that checked some other race also identified themselves as Latino. So is it time yet to change the Latino question? To illustrate the point, let's imagine a hypothetical headline. "Latino gang fights black gang over street turf." Pretty straightforward headline there. Most people would understand what was being said. But if this headline were to adopt the census standards, it should read something like this. "Gang of unknown racial identity, but a majority identifying as Latino, fought a gang of unknown Latino background, but a majority identifying as black." Say what? If the second headline is technically more accurate, why does the first headline work and the second one not? The first headline works because people have in their minds a preconceived notion of what a Latino should look like, and what a black person should look like. And if that isn't the definition of race, I don't know what is. The Human Genome Project in 2003 confirmed what multiracial people have been saying all along. There's no biological basis for race. Less than 0.1% of the human genome creates what we call race. So in short, race has been made up. Yet because we all believe in it, it persists. Think of it as looking at Earth from outer space. There's no borders, no countries, no territories, just land and sea. But just try and pass through Arizona without valid ID. There are very real consequences. So what happened that ill-fated day on the side of the road in Arizona? Another thing the law was a bit vague on was the form of ID they would accept as proof of citizenship. I mean, if I asked you to prove your citizenship with what you have on you right now, could you do it? Well, fortunately, I had with me my U.S. Citizen ID card. The funny thing about it, It doesn't have my picture on it. It has Benjamin Franklin's. Here you go, officer. Why don't you hold on to my proof of citizenship for a little while? So if race is made up, and Latino is made up, does it really matter if we separate race from ethnicity? Aren't these all just words that can mean whatever we want? Hopefully someday we can just get back to calling ourselves human.